From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Mark your calendar, because it's begun. This is the time you can someday relate to your grandkids as the moment the country totally lost its collective sense and headed down the road to crumbling ruin. San Francisco, that great wacky doodle sanctuary city, is now permitting illegal aliens to register to vote this November in local school board elections. Again, people who have no legal right to be here will now be able to register to vote. Now, is an illegal alien candidate far behind? Anyone who thinks this is not the first step by the left and Democrats towards full illegal alien voting rights in states and eventually federal elections is as nutty as the people who came up with this idea in the first place. We will be one lawsuit away from one liberal lawyer who will assert that it is discriminatory to allow undocumented immigrants to have their vote limited to local elections. That liberal lawyer will file a motion before a liberal judge, which isn't too hard to do in California, mind you, that anyone in the legal right to vote in local elections should be able to vote in state elections and for members of U.S. Congress and for president. Imagine if you would try to go to England, Japan, or even Russia and vote in their elections. Liberal logic dictates, well, I like Italian food, why can't I vote in Italy? The far left wants to eliminate the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. They favor open borders. They oppose deportations. The far left touts socialism as the answer to society's problems, despite the fact that socialism has never worked anywhere it has ever been tried. Venezuela is a prime example, with citizens suffering from an inflation rate of 1,000,000%. Illegal aliens voting in local San Francisco elections. Tony Bennett left his heart in San Francisco, but the lawmakers there have left their brains only God knows where. Now here's something we can always tell you where it is. It's our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449, to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. Again, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net, and please like us at Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our first guest this week joins us in studio, Mr. Warren Wang. Warren is the CEO of a company called ChineseInvestors.com Incorporated, the stock symbol CIIX. Warren, great to have you back in the studio.
Nice to meet you, Donald.
Well, of course, now we had you in New York last week at the NIBA convention, National Investment Bankers Association. How did that convention go for you?
Actually, to be honest, we are just media sponsor, it's not much going on, I mean, for myself, because I went back to my office.
Okay.
I think it's a great experience doing the live interview with you over the satellites, over the videos. So it's a great meeting. I met someone, but I went back to the office because I have a meeting at 2 o'clock. But I met our old friend, Single Point CEO, Greg. He was so excited. In the meantime, you know, I'm so excited to come back to the program to tell you investor what's going on. Even the stocks went lower, hit a 52-week low. But I just try to express my thinking about my stocks over here for my shareholders. Because last I checked our shareholder list, it's not on OTCQB. I only see like 400. It's not correct because I did a Noble list. About 4,000 to 5,000 shareholders.
Really?
Yes, since 2015, because we have a new two division. One is hemp oil, one is cryptocurrencies.
Right.
So people, more speculating on our stocks, more shareholders. So every time I show up on your TV, show up on NIBA long distance, I always try to express my confidence to the company. First of all, I don't sell any single my stocks. Even I purchased way back 2013, 2014, when nobody wanted to buy the stock at 25, 35, 45 cents. So I didn't sell it at $2.75.
Okay.
I can, but I legally I bought it from the open market.
Right.
I can do the fighting, sell my stock, make 10 baggers. But I have a lot of shareholders coming because they like my stock. They bought $2.50. Even my sister-in-law, she said, "What's going on? Should I buy the stock at $1.75?" So I don't want to sell it because it looks bad.
Sure.
But that's how I want to try to use in your program to say to my shareholders, like, I didn't sell my stock and I have a very confidence about my company, my project, and everything doing well. We're making progress. Secondly, we don't have a toxic financing. We try to stay alive and still making progress. Thirdly, we have 70 employees over the world, China and U.S. 3 city location. We are expanding. It's burning the money, but I think if I doing something, I will put a long-term plan on my project. Like cryptocurrency is my project, so we can see revenue might not that good as before. But I think cryptocurrency, we have banking, we have education, we have media, we have a trading platform, all ready to go, all already placed. I think 2019, 2020 will be good for us and for our shareholders.
Well, it's interesting. I've been doing this program for a long time, 1,030 episodes, 22 years.
Wow.
I've met a lot of CEOs. You're one of the
Yes.
most enthusiastic CEOs about your company that we've had on the program.
Yes.
But your company and you specifically are very bullish on this cryptocurrency.
Sure. I think we need. I think cryptocurrency. First of all, is only have 20 million coins. I used to collect the stamps. 1978. There's a monkey stamps from China. It's from 8 cents Chinese RMB. Right now, worth about 50,000 RMB.
Wow.
The reason is the stamps is very. It's only issue about 500,000 stamps, and then there's a lot of collection use. So that's mean the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is only one, the first one, and only have 21 million coins. In China, we have 1.4 billion people.
Right.
In Shanghai alone, we have 30 million people.
Wow.
So just imagine the people getting more used to, they learn from the media, they see, wow, cryptocurrency, I need to collect one. So they start buying, and there's no current so much supply over there.
Right, exactly.
So I talked to a lot of stock experts. They say, oh, crypto going down, going down. I say, that's hard. For example, Chinese investor stocks, it's have a 50 million or 27 million share flow. So it's down to 1 cent. It will be $270,000 worth.
Right.
There's no way down to 1 cent, because as long as you keep the supply stable, the demand coming, the stock will be 50 cents tomorrow. The reason is supply and demand. So I think the reason I'm positive on the crypto, because it's very unique and it's very, it's a limit supply, and they close the supply door windows to everyone. So government cannot change it, CEO cannot change it. That's very beauty part of cryptos.
Best explanation I've heard to date. Once again, ChineseInvestors.com, CIIX. Thanks for joining us, Warren. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I hope I can see you next week here, because I want to talk to you more about my business. But I think I just want to have put the confidence on my company first.
And join us on the phone now is Maxine Pierceman. She is the CEO of MJ Biotech Incorporated. MJTV is their stock symbol. Maxine, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Don. As always, it's a pleasure to chat and talk about the interesting things that we're doing. How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing terrific. Now, it's been quite some time since we last had you on the program. Why don't you bring us up to date what the company does?
Absolutely, love to. Well, we're currently very active in the Florida market in the medical marijuana side. And just to give you a little bit of background here, the medical marijuana sector, if you will, is one of the fastest growing areas and one of the best investment opportunities that really I see in the market. And in fact, and I'm speaking about Florida at the moment, it's predicted that by 2020, we're going to have 60% of the medical marijuana market and worth a couple of $2 billion. And on that note, we have partnered with a chain of 16 medical marijuana clinics called Marijuana Doctor. They are one of the largest and most successful medical clinics, excellent physicians, top-of-the-line facilities throughout Florida. They were one of the first, and we're delighted to be doing business with them. We have brought in initially CBD tea products and there are going to be many others as well. So basically, we're really delighted to be in the medical marijuana space, one that really is boding well for investment opportunities and for our shareholders.
Well, that's really interesting, Maxine, 'cause I mean, there's a variety of different ways that people can get CBD products into their bodies, but I've not heard of CBD-infused tea before. Tell us about that.
Yes, it is something new. It has been done for a little while, but basically, and just to give you a little bit of background, here in Florida, an individual goes to the health department. They have their certification, and I should tell you, the CBD recommendation is, one doesn't necessarily need a CBD recommendation, although doctors really do love it. But most of the people that are coming to the clinics are looking for a recommendation of cannabis in one form or another. CBD tea and the other products are an ancillary and a great help to one's condition.
Well, that's exciting. Once again, MJ Biotech Incorporated, MJTV is their stock symbol. Maxine, congratulations on those developments.
Thank you,
Thanks
Don.
so much.
We're really excited to be in this space because it's exploding.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called Access Wire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the Access Wire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. Access Wire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
Does this sound familiar? Turned down for a mortgage? Credit card interest over 20%? Didn't get the job you wanted? The problem is your credit score. Unsure what your credit score is? Call the Advocacy Network, 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl. He can help you regain your financial independence. Change your life today. 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called Access Wire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the Access Wire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. Access Wire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us and joining studio now by Mr. John Monteith. He is the founder and the executive director of a company called Adapt Functional Movement. John, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Don. Thanks for having me.
Now, you folks have a remarkable organization. I'm a member of the organization, so I've experienced it firsthand. But tell us what you do.
Yeah, so we are a recovery center for neurodegenerative disease as well as spinal cord injury. We're a nonprofit organization, so we're fully tax exempt under 501c3, and we focus on recovering through, sort of a mind, body, spirit approach. So centering people's mind, getting them in the right place mentally to recover, strengthening their body so that they can actually maintain or progress through some of their, kind of physical limitations, and lifting their spirit by, giving them experiences that they maybe thought they'd never have before. So that's kind of our approach to recovery, and it's been amazing.
Well, many people watching us for the last 22 years and with me sitting behind this desk may not realize that I have some limitations with my right arm, with my right leg, and I've been coming to your place for about 4 or 5 months. And what you said is exactly true. Working on the physical side, but also on the emotional and spiritual side, it's really encouraging.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think what most people don't realize is that movement actually starts in your mind. It's not anything other than an intention, a thought that originates in your mind. And that translates into an electrical signal that then goes into your muscles to tell your hand to grasp something, or your arm to move, or your leg to move. So we focus on trying to balance the mind first to get people in the right state of mind and get them centered. And in today's world, people are so disconnected from themselves that that's kind of a pretty heavy exercise. And then they'll be in the right place to be able to actually recover physically by, doing movement-based exercises and things like that.
Yeah, I've noticed none of the exercises that I participated in involve a cell phone.
No, absolutely not. No, everybody tries to keep the cell phone off the floor. Our consultants keep the cell phones away from everything, and we try and keep everything, technology limited as much as possible.
Now, what was your inspiration, John, for getting involved in this and starting this company?
Yeah, sure. So my wife has MS. She's been diagnosed for 15 years now. And we went through pretty much every mode of recovery that's out there, from traditional allopathic medicine to, holistic medicine to traditional physical therapy, personal trainers. And we had never really found anything that worked or really anything that gave us hope until we found a facility in Carlsbad with the team that we have today. Unfortunately, we were going there for about a year and then the facility closed.
Okay.
And this team was making such an impact on people's lives that my wife Melanie and I decided that we couldn't let this go away. And so we retained the team, we kept the same location, and we reopened the organization within 3 months. So it was a really quick turnaround. And created as a nonprofit organization. It's not our business to be taking money from people with disabilities, but really to provide as much financial assistance as we can.
Well, it's a remarkable place. As I said, I've been there many times. I work with a couple of people, Steve and Stacy. They're very supportive, and they work very hard to help you accomplish the objectives you're trying to accomplish. It's a very positive place.
Yeah.
I mean, I see people that, let's face it, they're in wheelchairs, they're quadriplegics, they're paraplegics, but everybody just has a smile on their face. They're there to get something accomplished, and the staff is extraordinarily positive. I mean, it's really a great place to visit.
Yeah, I mean, our whole goal is to build a community. I mean, there's so much to, if you kind of go to the spirit aspect of what we do, there's so much that gets lost a lot of times with people with disabilities because they lose that sense of community. They kind of move into isolation, and maybe they spend more time in front of Netflix than they do, out with friends or doing things like that. So we really try to foster a sense of community, have a good time, as well as put in some hard work. We try to throw a lot of events where people can get out and be social and have experiences that, again, they maybe thought they never would be able to have, but they can do it in a safe, controlled environment with people that they trust and they like being around.
Well, it's a place of no judgment either, because you can go, if you have a slight disability as I have, or a major disability as other people do have, and you're crossing a street and it takes you a little bit longer than anybody else, somebody blows their horn at you or gets really angry, you just have to kind of push that behind you. You go to Adapt Functional Movement Center, everybody's very positive.
Yep.
Everybody's very motivated to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it right. I mean, it's no judgment. We've seen everything out there. We work with people that have, every form of neurodegenerative disease like MS, ALS, Parkinson's. We work with people that have, all levels of spinal cord injury, so from full quadriplegia to paraplegia. We work with people that have, traumatic brain injury, cerebral palsy. So we've seen the entire spectrum of disability, and it's our mission to really just understand what people are suffering with, what's going on under their skin, what are their goals from a recovery perspective, and really just help them get there and encourage them to get there and let them know that things are possible and that they can actually do this.
Almost out of time, but what would you say is the most satisfying thing you've experienced since you started doing this?
Just working with all of our members, being able to see, the smiles on their faces firsthand, being able to, hear them say that we're making an impact on their lives. I mean, to me, that's been the most rewarding thing of my life.
Again, Adapt Functional Movement Center, adaptmovement.org is their website. You can make a donation. It's a 501c3 charity. All I can say is it would be a very worthwhile donation you can make. John, congratulations on what you've done. Thank you so much for being here. It's truly inspiring and enlightening.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Don. I appreciate you having me.
And joining us now direct from Phoenix, Arizona, two executives with Single Point Incorporated, SING is their stock symbol. Of course, the president of the company, Mr. Will Ralston, and the CEO, Greg Lambrecht. Gentlemen, welcome back to the program.
Hey, thanks for having us again, Don.
Now, Greg, you were both at the NEBA conference in New York last week. You had an excellent presentation. How did everything go for you?
Well, it's a great question, and it's really interesting because, as we've told the public, we've filed our Form 10, and we filed that on June 16th. So, we're hoping and expecting to be fully reporting on August 16th, which is, a couple weeks away. So, this is the first time that Single Point in its 7-year history has presented at a conference like that. And what I mean by that is with, institutional and family offices. So Boy, we think we knocked it out of the park. We sent out a presentation the other day of the actual presentation, but you know, we had a lot of attention from investors and funders, and we're just really excited about what the next couple months, you know, after we're fully reporting, has in store for Single Point.
Well, Will, what kind of reactions were you getting from the attendees at your presentation, the overall impressions of the company?
We had some great comments that were presented to us afterwards. A lot of people were saying, hey, very great presentation, exciting stuff you're working on. You really shook up the room with some new and exciting things that investors and family offices don't get to see a lot of at these types of presentations. So there's a lot of excitement, a lot of interest. We had a full list of what they called one-on-ones with institutional investors and family offices wanting to learn more about the company and wanting to learn more about us, and we believe that there's going to be some very positive opportunities coming our way, such as term sheets and different things that way.
Yeah, and just to reiterate on that, Don, you know, I think that, you know, we've always known the importance and the magnitude of Single Point, you know, having 30,000 shareholders and the volume that it has every day, between 400,000 and 500,000, but to get up in front of you know, 300-400 investors and tell them that, their eyes were wide open, because, you know, now we're going to be fully reporting and they're going to have a chance to invest directly into Single Point or on the open market. That was really interesting to us, how impressive that is.
Well, I was going to mention that these are people with whom you were interacting that you couldn't even have conversations with prior to your filing the Form 10.
Yeah, and you know, Single Point has done a great job with individual investors. You know, we've gotten 30,000 over the years, but now we're not going to stop doing that. But we have a new focus, and that is to let the institutional and family offices know that we're here and they can invest in us now, because we're no longer be a pink and we'll be fully reporting. So. You know, we're really excited about that opportunity. We feel like that's one of our major strengths. So we're going to start penetrating the institutional investors, and you know, I think we're going to see the results on Sing's market cap and in every other way.
Any updates, gentlemen, from some of the things we've been talking about as of late?
Well, we've had, you know, with filing the Form 10, we've kind of put a lot of projects that are very near the finalization, kind of put them on a little bit of a pause, just so that we can get this Form 10 fully filed, everything's reviewed, and we'll go fully reporting from there. So everything's still in order and lined up, ready to go. The Kevin Harrington commercial has got the ad spots ready to go. It's been coded and tagged, and they're essentially just waiting for us to say, hey, go ahead and start airing. And we plan to do that here in the next couple weeks once the Form 10 has fully been finalized.
Once again, Single Point Incorporated, SING, Greg Lambrecht, Will Ralston. Gentlemen, congratulations on your success at NEBA. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us, Don, and go Sing.
Thanks, Don.
And joining us in studio now is Mr. Riggs Eckelberry. Riggs is the CEO of Origin Clear Incorporated. OCLN is a stock symbol. Riggs, always a pleasure having you on the program.
It's, as usual, it's a hot summer. Fortunately, it's cool in the studio.
Exactly. Now, we had a communication earlier in the week where we were talking about what we were going to cover in this week's show. You gave me a two-word answer, two-word text, revenue initiatives. Elaborate.
Yes, well, as you know, for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about Modular Water, this new brand, and this revolutionary way of packaging wastewater treatment systems so they're instantly prefabbed and dropped in on site, hooked up, and Bob's your uncle. 3 to 4 times the durability, inexpensive, and also very proprietary. The inventor of this has full patent coverage, and we are the global exclusive licensee for that technology. But now, the next thing is, of course, got to get sales going.
Right.
Well, you know, all week we've been, you know, close to this first deal. And the good news is, in my inbox this morning, poof, I saw the PO, $55,000 first sale. Thank you very much.
Now, you've only been doing this about, what, 3-4 weeks?
Exactly.
You already knocked your first sale through the hoop.
It's a brewery. We'll be able to announce it fuller. Obviously, the thing has to be delivered, so I'm not making representations. But it's like the first dollar you're going to put on the wall.
Right, exactly,
right?
exactly.
And Dan Early, he's just a rock star. And he's like, I'm going to get a bunch more. Watch me. I'm like, dude, go for it. So we're rapidly, you know, putting resources in there and organizing things, because what we want to do for all these solo performers as they come in is take all those details away of QuickBooks and doing the search engine optimization, all that stuff. We got it. You know, Don, if you ever join our company, we'll do that and make you go sell.
Perfect.
You just go sell.
Just
do
go
what
sell.
you do.
Well, that's, you know, when you're a small business person, you're involved in so many different things, and it just kind of muddies up the situation, and you forget what your primary purpose is, to go out and sell your product. You're cutting these guys loose, and they're just becoming, as you said, rock stars.
Yeah, and what's important is the future is these small guys, because with decentralized water, all of a sudden, companies at the edge are having to find local guys like Dan Early, and they're all of a sudden blowing up, but they're small business guys and gals. And so we go ahead and take them in, and we're going to create a whole cluster of companies from these small companies.
You've got the organizational infrastructure. They just have to go out and make the product happen, get it out on the streets. I mean, this modular water situation, it's really just a plug and play, isn't it?
It's plug and play. It's a brand, you know. It's just like, you know, if we're a company that owns restaurant chains, you know, okay, it's Outback, or it's, you know, whatever, you know, variety of brand, but it's the same back end.
Right.
You know, it's the same procedures in the kitchen, you know, but the front of the house, is it a steak, is it seafood, is it this, or that? That's the brand.
What are the target customers that you're looking for? Is there a specific industry that you're looking at, or is there a specific group of industries that you're looking at, or is it basically anybody that needs water?
Well, we're specialized in people who are stuck with the water problem.
Okay.
They used to be serviced by the municipality, but the municipality infrastructure is falling apart through no fault of their own, and now people are stranded at the edge, and they got to treat their own water because the municipality is not going to take it anymore. These stranded assets, these people who have a problem, we're there to service them.
Now, I would have to think, and I'm not asking for forward-looking information, but we're going to have very many more conversations like this. You walk in and say, Don made another sale, Don made another sale, Don, we made 10 sales. I mean, you're kind of looking forward to that, aren't you?
It's going to get boring for you. The other, right? But the other part is I'll be telling you occasionally, guess what? We just brought in another solo performer who's got a following, a book, a business, and we just popped the revenue forecast another X amount.
That's really the key to your growth right now. You're really in acquisition mode, aren't you?
Acquisition and integrate. Acquisition, integrate.
Once again, Origin Clear Incorporated, OCLN. Keep an eye on this company. With this guy around, great things are going to happen.
Loving it.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we're going to talk about the booming economy in this week's Money Wrap radio program. To find a radio station near you or listen online, go to the website moneywrap.com. Call us right now, toll free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449 for free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is also free. Again, toll free, 888-259-4449. Visit us at moneytv.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our program this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.